Hey guys, welcome back to Winedownwithbooks with your girl Kay. You already know the vibes. As you can see by the title, we are reviewing The Wives You Play by Briana Cole. Where's your wine? I'm drinking mine. I'm drinking a bartender wine. Check it out. It's good. Go cop this. If you haven't tried this before, go drink it. So you already know my glass is here. All right. Before we get into this video, I want to shout out everybody who has been requesting books. I'm going to read out a couple of names. These are the ones that I've screenshot. Now, if I don't read your name out, drop in a comment in this video and let me know which book you want me to read, and I will buy the book and I'll review the book. These are the ones that I've seen so far. If I missed you, I do apologize. So, I have Bailey London. She requested Hood by Noor or The People versus Kashmir. We got Briana, who requested the Cartel series. We have JD, who requested Get a Life, Chloe by Talia Hibbert. We got my girl Kia, who requested Money Over Everything. Those are the only ones that I've got. Now, again, if I missed you, drop a comment in this video. I'm going to screenshot it, purchase the book, read it, do the review. On that note, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Like, share, subscribe. Go follow me at my Instagram page at Winedownwithbooks. You know the vibes. But anyways, let's just do the thing. Now, this book. If you watch The Marriage Pass, this is the same author who wrote The Marriage Pass, so you already know her books are juicy as hell. But anyways, I can't promise that the video is going to be short, because it's probably not. But let's get into it. So let me just get a sip of wine. All right, proceed. So anyways, the book follows Kimera Davis, right? So Kimera is dating a married man. And at the time before, when they started dating, she didn't know that he was married. When she found out he was married, she didn't care because he had a lot of money. He's rich. He was buying her nice things. So to her, it's just like, you know, the wife is not her problem. It is what it is. I'm going to get what I'm getting. I'm not overstepping my boundaries. I'm not trying to break up a home. She doing what she doing. But then one day, her life gets turned upside down, guys. So let me tell you, the book started off juicy. So Leo is the dude who she's seeing. Leo is married, right? Leo is married to Tina. Now, I should stop. I should give it back. Okay, Leo is married to Tina, right? Leo is, he's African. I don't think he's Nigerian. He's African. So, you know, in the African culture, men take up multiple wives. It's normal for them, where in a Western culture, it's not deemed as normal. You're supposed to have one wife or one husband, right? Now, Kimera, she comes from a strict Christian family. Her father is the pastor. Her mother is the first lady of the church. They have a successful church. Kimera ultimately has stopped attending church. You know, sometimes when you come from a strict church background, sometimes you tend to stray away from the church, being that it's a lot of pressure that you grew up strict. Being a church girl, church boy is not easy. So that was her thing. You know, she believed in God, but the structure of the church and everything that came with it wasn't for her. And I completely understand, and I agree with her, you know. But anyway, so yeah. So one day, Leo invites Kimera to dinner. So she thinking, like, you know, they had extravagant restaurant. She's dressed in designer to the T. She's wearing, I think it was like a $10,000 dress or something like that. I probably got the number wrong, whatever, but it was expensive. That's all you need to know. So, yeah, so he's talking. He's like, you know, we've been dating for this long, and I really like you, and I want to be with you, and I have a proposal. Guess what, guys? I'm going to tell you what. Next thing you know, the wife walk in. Tina walks in. So, Kimera like, what you doing? You trying to set me up? So I'm reading the book like, oh, shit's about to go down. So I'm like, son ain't adding up. Sis is walking in here calm as day. So then I'm thinking, yeah, Leo set this up. So long story short, the wife gets to the table. Leo gets down on one knee and proposes to Kimera in front of his wife. Drink to that. I know I need a glass. I'm like, the fuck is going on? So Tina's standing there like this. Kimera like, what is going on? So Kimera's like, nah, something ain't right. So shorty get up and dip out the restaurant. She booking it like, these bitches is crazy. I'm like, yeah, they wild. Like, what type of they got going on? At first, I'm like, they must be swingers. I'm like, to be swingers is one thing. You having fun, but now you proposing. You doing too much, shorty. You're doing too much. So next thing you know, Tina come chasing after my girl Kimera. She like, listen, I already know what's going on. You been seeing my man. She throwing low shady shots or whatever. It's understandable. And she like, I would accept the proposal. You're not going to get nothing better than this. Like, don't you want to be a wife instead of being a mistress? I'm like, damn, you done came from my girl's character and all that. She is a mistress, but you didn't even have to say it like that. You could have said, I don't know what you could have said, but mistress is just, it's so below the belt. Let me stop. So Kimera like, y'all wildin', y'all crazy. I don't want no parts of this. So she leave them be. She dip off, go home. So Kimera goes to tell her best friend. Her best friend name, I got it right here, is Andrea. She tell her best friend everything. So she tell her best friend about the proposal. Her best friend is like, you gonna go through with it. Something don't sound right, you know, being her logical. But Kimera is thinking about like, you know, she's living in the time where she's working. I hate saying a dead-end job. She's working a job that's not really meeting her means because she's used to expensive designer things. So she works at a bank. That bank job is not doing much for you, honestly speaking. You know, no disrespect to anybody who works at a bank, but I'm just being realistic. So she's thinking about it because she has dreams of opening her own business. So she's like, you know, I could do that. He's rich. I'm gonna get money from it. Why not? And the wife is with it, so she's just thinking about, you know, long term, and she's only thinking about, all right, you know, I'm not gonna be in this for too long. So she dwelling on it or whatever. So she thinking, and then shit start getting real. Let's get into it. So I told you she worked at the bank. So I'm fast forwarding a little bit because some of the details don't make no sense. I mean, it don't make no sense. You don't need to know about it because it's not important. So she's at work one day, and all of a sudden, you know, she works with her best friend, and then the manager of the bank is her best friend's aunt. So the best friend's aunt, her supervisor, pulls her into the office, right? And she's like, oh, your jaw is short for the past 3 months. So Kimera's like, what? Like, I never took no money, my jaw not short. She's right. Like, she do her job. She's loyal to her job. So the aunt is like, you know, we gotta fire you. So she gets fired. So now she don't got that job no more. She don't have nothing. She's still living with her parents. She's driving a beat up bucket car. So it's just like, what can she do? Next thing you know, she leaving a job because she's trying to figure out like, yo, I never stole. How all of a sudden my jaw short? The wife, Tina ass, pulls up in a limo just when she's leaving and getting fired. So tell me this, right? Ooh, the camera's shaking. Tell me this. Sis, Kimera and a lot of the situation in the book, sis lacked common sense. Or she was just slow to catch on. One of them, because she was aggravating my soul. I'm like, put the pieces together. I already, in the beginning, I'm putting the pieces together. I'm like, it just so happened that all of a sudden, I get fired. I walk about the job. Tina, the wife, is sitting in a limo talking about sign this contract. That's not fishy? It's not a coincidence. It's calculated. It's planned. Right? So anyways, Kimera get in the limo. Tina like, this is the contract. She's like, you're going to be married to Leo. Every month you're going to get an allowance. You're going to get paid. You sleep with him on these days. You got to do what? You got to please him basically. We got to take you to the clinic to get your blood drawn, to check to make sure that you're good. Ultimately, you're going to be his wife, but you're not his wife. So long story short, she just signed a contract to be his wife. They have a wedding and all this extra stuff. So to me, the contract was like low-key, she was selling her soul. That's what I thought. I'm like, you know, the contract made it seem like, you know, she was a slave and he was the slave master, but she, you know, she's getting good things out of it. But for the most part, it's just like, you know, she must do what she's told. She can't go certain places. She can't dress certain ways. She got to do what he says. She got to stay in the house. She got to do all that. And I'm like, that's no way to live. But she's thinking like, all right, I'm only going to do this for a year. And that's about it. So in the midst of all this commotion, Kimera meets her ex-lover, the first dude that she fell in love with. His name is Jamad. And Jamad happens to be Kimera's older brother, Keon's best friend. So Kimera's been in love with Jamad since she was 14 years old. But Jamad was the type of dude that, you know, play with a girl hard, don't respect them. He's young, you know, he's sleeping with this other person, leading them on or whatever. So they didn't end up on good terms. She just happened to find out that, you know, she happened to run into him when he came back in town. He had moved out of state and he came back in town. He was engaged to another girl. When they met, Kimera realized, you know, she was still in love with him, and then he announced that he was engaged, and that Kimera was like, damn, you know, she really lost him. So that was another reason why Kimera also accepted the proposal from Leo, because, you know, Jamad was off the market, and it was just like, Leo was her best option, because she didn't love Leo. The D was mediocre at best. You rich, the D was mediocre. He just had money, you know, and he was fine as hell. Leo, the way they described him in the book, whew, making me hot. I know, yeah, I'm gonna bust my chain. But anyways, so that's that. So Jamad realized like he see Kimera, you know, he never was honest about how he felt about Kimera, and I hate that. It's like, yo, you see this girl, you know you love this girl, you leading her on, you're not being real with yourself, and now that she's running off, now it's just like you don't know. Like, I hate that. Like, dude, I can't stand dudes or females who play with an individual's heart. Just be real. Like, I know love is scary. I know admitting your feelings is scary, but is it worth losing the person that you love if you keep it inside? Like, I can't stand that. I cannot stand that. Like, it's either you love me, you want to be with me, or leave me alone. That's just how I feel. Bounce, shorty. But anyway, so Kimera accepted the proposal. So the day that she accepted the proposal, after she got fired, they in the limo, she didn't even review the contract. She listened to what Tina said. This goes back to my previous point from my previous video. Whenever we have a contract, read all the pages, read the fine print, because you don't know what you're signing. You could sign your life away. Sis signs the contract. Tina puts the contract away. Kimera didn't get a copy of the contract. Her first mistake. Tina then takes Kimera to a doctor, right? Leo's doctor. The doctor checks her for STDs, HIV, all that other virus and all that stuff. And then he draws so much blood from her. You know, like when you go to the doctor, they draw like a tube or two. No, the man drew so much blood. That was suspicion number 3. Yeah, number 3. I'm like, first of all, I'm in my head, I'm like, why he drawing so much blood from her? I'm like, something's not adding up. It's just, it's doing too much. For a proposal, I get signing an NDA, but you doing too much. So then, Kimera then finds out, wait for it, guys. Get your wine. You got it? Drink. Kimera then finds out that Leo has another wife named, what's her name? Because I done forgot. Lena. I like Lena. So, not only Tina is Leo's first wife, Lena is Leo's second wife, and Kimera is now the third wife. So, Kimera found out about the second wife, after she signed the contract. So now you done signed a contract, you in some shit. Not only is Lena the second wife, Lena is pregnant. Go ahead and drink to that. So Lena's pregnant, and when Kimera meets Lena, Lena is very quiet. She doesn't say much. She doesn't speak. She's very nice. She's shy and all that. And I grew to like Lena. I'm going to just get into Lena's character a little bit. You know, Lena, Leo rescued Lena. Lena was the type, like, she went through a lot in her life. And Lena, this wine, my gosh. Leo rescued Lena. He showed her a better way of living. He gave her the things that she needed, she desired. For the most part, you know, Leo wanted kids, and unfortunately Tina was not capable of providing Leo with children. She could not have children, so Lena was having his child. Lena was pregnant with a boy. And I'm gonna get into that because this book really got real in this book. And I know y'all hate I know some people watch the videos and hate that I be telling all the stories, but listen, when I do my reviews, it's spoilers. You're going to know the whole book. That's a fact. Fact one. You're gonna know the whole book. So don't get mad with me. I'm sorry. I get all the DMs all the time. You're gonna do spoilers. Alright, anyways, back to the book. So yeah, Kimera doesn't take a liking to Tina. Kimera can't stand Tina. Tina is a possessive, manipulative bitch. I'm sorry, that's what she is. Like I hated her character. I hated her character. She's the type of woman that if she can't have you, nobody can. She's gonna make your life a living hell. And I don't care about the outside factors of how she grew. I really don't care. I don't care about that. Like, the way she was doing these girls, it wasn't right. So I didn't get into this, but I'm gonna touch upon it now. When Tina and Leo got married, their marriage was an arranged marriage. So they're African, they got arranged, and Tina obviously fell for Leo and loved him hard, where Leo was trying to grow into love with Tina, but Leo only tolerated Tina. You know, she did what she was supposed to do. She was very submissive, but for the most part, he never loved her. The first woman that he really, really loved was Kimera. So, and Tina started realizing that, and I'm gonna get into the juicy part later, but that's what it is. So, from the minute Tina met Kimera, Tina realized, like, this is the woman that my husband is falling for. You understand? And although, you know, Tina was conducting the contracts and doing everything, she really wasn't cool with it. You know, she wanted Leo for herself, but, you know, she had to be submissive and be like, all right, if I want to be with Leo, I gotta accept his terms of the way that he does things. So then, yeah. So after everything is said and done, Tina takes Kimera to where they all live. Lena shows her to the room. Lena starts talking to I skipped the part. So when Kimera was getting her blood drawn and stuff like that, the doctor was just like, be careful. That's warning number 4. Why the doctor saying be careful? If I go to the doctor was like, just be careful. Red flags. What's going on? He didn't elaborate. He did nothing. So, but Kimera just let that joint go. I'm like, yo, sis, what's going with you? Like, you don't care about your life? You care? You get all these red flags and you just ignoring them. So let's fast forward. So during the whole time, you know, Leo is in the picture. Leo is like, I love you, Kimera, this, that, and third. So Tina and Leo planned the wedding for Kimera. So the wedding was a big wedding. It was just mostly all his friends. Leo didn't want her family there. Well, Leo wanted the family there, but Kimera didn't want the family there because she knew what the situation that she was in wasn't right, and she wasn't comfortable with it. Her main goal was to get the money that she needed, and that was about it. Because also, I forgot a part. Let's go back. Kimera went to the club with Adrian, right? And her brother was there. Jamad was there, and she was, you know, she's young. She's 25. She was dancing and stuff like that on a dude, just having fun. And Leo pops up at the club and grab her. When they get back, he start beating her. So this is the first time he put his hands on. And I'm like, yo. And she's taken back, like, he just beat me, and then next thing you know, he come in the room like, look what you made me do. You acting a fool. You're not following what I'm saying. As soon as she signed that contract, she signed her life over. You get what I'm saying? And then she's just like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's not okay. And she fell for the tricks in his words, and I was so mad. I'm like, yo, why do us as females do that? It's not okay. When a man or another woman put their hands on you if you're in a relationship, it's not okay. It's not. That's not love. That's not love. Somebody who truly loves you will never put their hands on you. They will have so much restraint to walk away from the situation. I'm sorry. That's what I believe. Y'all may disagree with me. If you do disagree with me or you agree with me, drop it in the comments. But I don't think that's love. And it's not okay. It's not easy to walk away from it, though. I can say that. It is not easy to walk away from somebody that you love that's beating you. It's not easy. I will say that it's not easy. But it's not okay. So then she stayed or whatever. She still ended up getting married, and Tina orchestrated everything. And I'm just like, yo, she wasn't even happy at the wedding. She had to fake a smile. She didn't do any of that. Kimera was not happy. And I'm just like, for a woman in the book that she was portrayed to be strong, like, you sure as hell selling your soul for money to be in a situation that you don't want to be in. Because she could have walked away from it at any time. The only problem is, if she chose to walk away, she would walk away with nothing. You know, Leah would take the car, Leah would take the money, anything. And she didn't want that, being that she had no job, right? So, at this time, you know, she's just contemplating her life. So she's in the house now. She's getting depressed. She's communicating with Lena more, learning about Lena. And just trying to get through it. But Kimera was the type that she didn't like to follow rules. Like, she wanted to do what she wanted to do. She wanted to see her family. Anytime she'll go away to see her family, here comes snitch ass Tina snitching to her on Leo. She'll go see her family, come back, and Leo will beat her ass. And I'm just like, yo, like, first of all, she's seeing her family. Like, relax. So every time she would go see her family, Jamal was over there. So Jamal ended up pulling Kimera's side, like, yo, how you feel about me? This, that, and the third. They end up having sex. Kimera was like, I love you. I'm in love with you. I've always loved you. Jamal broke up with his fiance and was like, listen, I don't know where we're going with this, but I really want you to work. So mind you, Kimera's married to Leo. Jamal just finally told her ass that he in love. She didn't tell Jamal that she's married. She didn't tell Jamal that she's seeing anybody. She was like, okay, I want to be with you, because, you know, she's so in love with him that she's fearful of what he might think and what he might perceive, so she's lying. So now she's with Jamal, and now she's with Leo. Tina knows all this. Tina's steady trying to snitch to Leo. Leo's like, nah, she wouldn't do that to me, whatever. So this is where I'm gonna just fast forward because stuff start getting crazy, right? So Leo is dealing with, his mom is sick. She's going through cancer. She's not gonna make it. Right? So Leo tells Kimera that he has to go back to his country to take care of his mom, and he wants her to come. Kimera's like, nah, I'm not coming. I'm staying here, this, that, and the third. Right? And that's what it was. So, I could skip over that. That's not really important. So that's what it was. So Leo goes back to his country. While back in his country, Kimera was just living life with Jamal. She buying him watches. She's spending time with him. They sleeping together. They having unprotected sex. Next thing you know, sis get pregnant. So sis gets pregnant, right? Sis finds out she's pregnant. She go to the clinic to get an abortion. So the procedure was, you take this one pill, and then a few days, a week later, you take another pill. She took the first pill, whatever, and she forgot to take a second pill, right? So she ended up pregnant still. So yeah. So now, sis is pregnant. And this is how she found out she's pregnant. Through everything that she was going through, I think she ended up passing out, something like, she passed out at her mom's house. She went to the hospital, and she was out for like a day or two. I think it was 2 days, and the doctor ended up telling her mom, the parents, everything. So, you know, in the midst of that, the parents, now her mom and dad now know she's pregnant. Jamad finds out that she's married and she's pregnant and stuff like that, and that she tried to have an abortion. So all through this, Kimora had a good support system. You know, her mom, even though they strict churchgoers, her mom was always trying to be there for her. But, you know, she's scared of being judged and everything. So it's just like, you know, she'd rather hide it when she really didn't need to. And then she was scared. So there was no way that she could terminate the pregnancy at this time. So again, while Leo then calls Kimora from his country and was like, "Listen, I really love you. I want this to work. I'm trying to leave Tina. I want to be with you, and if anything ever happens to me, this is what I'm doing." So I'm like, yo, Leo sound like he about to die. But Kimora's not picking up on any of this. She don't really care about Leo, none of that. So I'm picking up like, yo, something's about to go down. So unbeknownst to the readers until the end, Leo has stopped communicating with Tina. Leo stopped calling all of that, right? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot a big part. This was a big part in the book. So as I said, Lena was pregnant, right? Leo and Tina was forcing Tina and Leo was forcing Lena to attend all these events, right? And Lena kept saying she's not feeling good. Lena goes into labor, right? And Lena has a baby boy, Leo Jr. Lena dies the same day. So when Leo went back to his country, he was devastated over Lena's death. His mom is dying, so it's a lot. And it was a lot, and Kimora was more so like, what the hell just happened? You know, Kimora took a liking to Lena, and to have Lena die like that after giving birth, because Lena talked to Kimora on her deathbed. Lena basically said, like, I think something's gonna happen to me. Then she comes and dies. Tina's just like, oh, I got the baby to raise. So Tina's raising Lena's child like she the one who pushed him out. But she's doing it in a way that's vindictive, condescending, like, oh, like Lena never existed, right? And I'm like, all of a sudden, like, for Lena to just die like that. I know women of color die in childbirth, but the way in the book, it was like something was a foul play. It didn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden Lena was good, now she getting sick, but everything's gonna come together. So back to what I was saying. So yeah, so after Leo made that phone call, Leo also had told Kimora that I'm coming back into town. His mom ended up dying. He did the funeral. He's like, I'm coming back into town. Meet me at my house at 9. So Kimora decided that she wanted to, the same day that Leo was coming back, that she wanted to go home to be at her parents' house, right? Because she was dealing with the whole, pregnancy and the sickness. So she wanted to be home. The same day, she fell asleep, right? She woke up at around 11. She's like, oh shit, Leo told me to be home. She's also scared of Leo, and she thought that Leo was going to beat her again. So as she's driving back to the house, there's police cars and everything. So she pulls up and finds out that Leo has been in a car accident. And he's died, the driver's died, and Kimora's devastated. She's just like, she can't believe it. One, she took a liking to Eddie, the driver. I liked Eddie. Eddie was working hard because Tina was a bitch and didn't let Eddie get no days off. He barely saw his family. So, he died. Then Leo died unexpectedly. So they go to the hospital. Tina reviews the body. She confirms that it's Leo. And things are going on. So there's a detective. The detective is like, I need, what happened? Where have you been? And this and the third. So this was a red flag number 1001. We just gonna say that. Tina, while in the presence of Kimera and the detective, was like, "Detective, can I speak to you?" Now, why you need to speak to the detective alone if it's supposed to be supposedly an accident, right? So Tina is the type, I knew that she was planning something. I knew she was planning something. I'm like, she wants you to make it seem like everything is okay, but deep down inside she had a plan. And I'm just like, something is not adding up, yo. It's not sitting right with me in my soul. So I had to pause the book. I'm like, let me pause. So I paused. Then I got right back into it. So next thing you know, I think it was the next day, the detective come and no, this is what happened. The detective told Kimera that I need you to come to the precinct to pick up Leo belongings, right? So she get to the precinct to pick up the belongings. The detective like, "Oh, can I talk to you?" So I'm like, why you need to talk to her for? She coming to pick up the belongings. So Kimera go. He asked Kimera a whole bunch of questions. Kimera's like, am I under investigation? Like, asking me this question. I'm just here to pick up the belongings. So she answering the question the best of her ability, to her ability. She's telling the truth. Next thing you know, she go back to she didn't even get the belongings because she found out from the detective that Tina came to the precinct to pick up the belongings. I'm like, another red flag. She get back to their house. Tina's moving out, packing up the house. She's moving everything. The house is damn near empty. I'm like, first of all, a grieving wife, you packing up the house already? If you really love this man, all of a sudden are you moving already? She talking about, "Oh, I can't, well, poor excuse, I can't be in the house." Nah, sis, something ain't right. So Tina tells Kimera that you gotta be here for the reading of the will, right? So we're gonna skip to that, the reading of the will. We go to the reading of the will. Come to find out, Leo left most of his money to his son, and then Kimera gets 25%. Tina gets 25%. Tina's upset, like, she just came into the picture. Why she getting all this money, right? So it's a lot of money to be split. Millions. I don't even know why sis is mad. But I'm going to tell you why sis is mad. So Kimera's like, why would he leave me all this? It's crazy. So again, something's just not adding up. All of a sudden, like, Leo left sis all this money. Like, they ain't even been married for that long. Next thing you know, Tina gets her, not Tina. This is some good shit, because I can't even remember the names. Anyways, so Kimera gets arrested for Leo's murder, the murder of Leo. I'm like, it went from an accident to a murder. So Kimera's like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm like, what's going on? How was she getting arrested for the murder if sis was home asleep? So now she in jail. She gotta call her mom. She called her mom, telling mom that she got arrested for the murder. Now, the whole community, they big passes. She tell the mom tell the dad, they gotta they put the church up and the house up, the mortgage up for that, to get her a decent lawyer and all that, because the money that she was awarded from Leo is now frozen because she's a suspect in Leo's murder. So they get the parents get her a lawyer. The lawyer's a family friend, and I believe that my man was doing everything to help her, because stuff wasn't just adding up, but all the evidence was pointing towards Kimera. So you remember when I said in the beginning of the video that I couldn't understand why the doctor was drawing so much blood? Let me tell you what happened. Next thing you know, they found a truck. Kimera never drove that truck a day in her life, full of her blood. The whole truck covered in her blood, right? Covered in her blood. So the evidence is there. Then there was like the money and all that. So she's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Mind you, sis, like, Kimera was slow. I'm like, you not thinking that when you got all this blood drawn, this was the reason why that's how your blood got there. My mind would immediately went back to this. So the whole time, Jamad is upset that he found out that Kimera was married, and that she's in jail for her husband's murder, and she's pregnant, and he's trying to figure out is the baby his, this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. The lawyer ended up getting her out on bail. Now she's out on bail. She received a text message, right? She receives a text message to meet the doctor at his house. So she pulled up to the doctor's house alone. She did tell her best friend that she was going there. She gets to the doctor's house. The doctor like, oh, why you at my crib? So he's packing up and leaving. So I'm like, hold on, where you going, buddy? So Kimero's still not putting two and two together. I'm like, yo, how? Like, you not thinking? For you to be so smart, you acting so damn dumb. So he like, why you here? This, that, I don't have nothing for you. I didn't text you, that. So she was about to leave and she's confused. Next thing you know, Tina pop up at the doctor's house. So Kimera's like, what you doing here? Next thing you know, Tina shoots the doctor, killing the doctor. So Kimera again still speechless, acting dumb. I'm like, yo, can't deal. Tina ends up telling Kimera, like, yeah, I poisoned Lena. I didn't think Lena was gonna die. That's how Lena died. So Lena died because Tina poisoned her. Then Lena told Kimera that Leo told her that he wanted to leave her because he truly wanted to be with Kimera. He didn't want her no more, and Tina wasn't trying to have that. Tina couldn't deal with that. So she took the blood that the doctor drew from Kimera. She killed Leo, killed the driver, and left this planted the evidence, right? And then next thing you know, Tina was trying to kill Kimera. She's fighting her and all that, knocked Kimera out, right? And then before she got knocked out, Tina thought she heard Leo's voice. She was like, Leo? So Leo ended up popping up to the crib, killing Tina. Leo faked his death. So Leo realized that he got wind of what Tina was trying to do. Tina was trying to plan to kill him. So he had to fake his own death to truly get the gist and follow Tina to realize, like, yo, this is what Tina's doing. She's trying to kill me. So that's what happened with Lena. So this is how Kimera got off of going to jail for Leo's murder. Because nobody knows that Leo is alive, right? But Kimera. So I told you Kimera is pregnant. So when she first initially got her blood drawn, she wasn't pregnant. So at the time of the accident, she was pregnant. So, you know, in a pregnancy blood have, I think it's like THC level, something, whatever they said. And the lawyer was like, all right, let me test the blood, because if the blood in the car doesn't show these signs or whatever, then there's no way that she could commit the accident. He had the lab test results done, and it showed that the blood was taken way before she was pregnant. So that's how she got off on the murder, and that's how they realized that the blood was planted. She got exonerated from his murder. And, you know, Jamad had showed up to the hospital. They start talking, you know, and he was like, oh, is the baby mine? She's like steady saying, yes, the baby's yours. She don't even know if the baby is his, because she was sleeping with Leo, she was sleeping with him, but then it was like a 3-month span, so it was like the baby could be his. Then Leo was telling her, like, you know, I love you, I want to be with you, and she was like straight up like, the baby's not yours. So long story short, sis should have never gotten that entanglement at all. The story ends with Jamad and Kimera talking about they're gonna work on the relationship. I need to know if he's the daddy. I need to know if he's a daddy. I skipped over a lot of parts because if you are going to read the book, I know I spoiled a lot, but I ain't spoiled everything. So you need to read the book to really get the feel of how shit really played out. Lena was my favorite character because Lena, she wrote poetry, she wrote her feelings down, she was very quiet. You know, she didn't have family. Lena was her family. She did what she needed to do. And for the most part, you know, she just wanted a better life for herself, and sadly she was murdered for some dumb shit. Kimera, she's dumb as hell. Alright, let me not say that. She was slow. We gonna say that. Everything, all the signs was in her face, and sis was not catching on. But I'm like, that could be any one of us. That could be me, because there be some signs in my face. I'm like, huh? Hold on. But anyways, I like this book. This book to me was more juicy than The Marriage Past, but it had a different feel. Drop in the comment if you are dating a man or a woman, and that man or woman's husband or wife asks you to marry their partner for money. Would you do it? Drop it in a comment. would you get into this particular situation that Kimera was in? Drop in a comment. But for the most part, I enjoyed the book. This is a series, so I am going to read the next 2 books, and I will do a review, so y'all know. If you don't read the book itself, you already know I'm about to come on here, I'm going to do the video, and I'm going to keep you up to date. If you like the videos, if you want to see me read a book, drop it in a comment. Head over to Instagram, DM me. Sometimes YouTube don't show me the comments, so if you do comment, I don't respond. It's not on me. I'm sorry. But go to Instagram, like, share, subscribe to the video. You already know the vibes. Drink your wine. I am going to all the books that I read, I'm going to purchase them. And I'm going to read them. I haven't purchased any of the books yet, but just drop in the comment. I want to buy everything all at once. And the next book review, I don't even know what the next book review is. It probably might be The Woman by the Window. We'll see. But anyways, until next time, guys, I'm out.